Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to CrackPack. And we're back with Ulvra.
Hi.
And you can probably guess maybe what we're going to be up to this week. Or certainly what we're actually, what mod we're going to be looking at.
Yep.
We're back with Thaumcraft. Yay!
Yeah, doing a little bit more with that.
Indeed. So this is my my little room that I've sort of started constructing for a few bits, and we have a little hole down there as well, which will all become clear as we go on. But yeah, let's don the old glasses, shall we? Get our goggles on.
Yeah, it's always helping.
Right, so what is it we're up to this week then?
Well, we have a few things that we're going to be working on, and that's basically the next stages. You're going to learn a little bit more about the way we make stuff in Thaumcraft, because everything we make in Thaumcraft is not made with this thing, so you're going to learn the two other ways to do stuff.
Fantastic.
And the first thing we're going to be working on is alchemy. However, before we do anything, the first thing we should look at is to make you your thaumaturgus robes. And in order to do that, we need to do a little research.
Okay.
So, if you look in your Thaumanomicon,
which if I've been suitably prepared, I would have got out of the chest beforehand. There we go. We now have it. Okay.
So if you look in your Thaumanomicon and look under Artifice, the fourth tab.
Okay, yep.
Under the basic artificing in the center, there should be a enchanted fabric item.
There is indeed.
You can buy. You notice that it is the block shape.
Yep.
That means you can just buy it if you have the aspects. And that's another thing. If you look inside your research table here, you have done the first ones I told you about, the research expertise, right?
Yes, yep.
So you can mouse over something. So for instance, if you wanted to make Bestia, you would need Motus and Victus. So if you find Motus and Victus in your list, put them down in the bottom.
Okay, so
Victus and
there's Motus.
Then you can press the button and it will create one Bestia for you. The trouble with it is that you get one research point for 2.
Got you.
So that's why we also want to use something a little different. Because if you look under, is it Apocrypha? Yeah, Apocrypha, the lowest one on the left side.
Okay, yep.
And then go to the upper right, you'll see crystal scribing tools.
Okay, yep.
We might not do that right now, but you should definitely get that as soon as you can.
Okay.
Because what you're going to get is you take a scribing tool, then you take your ink as you normally would when you refill it.
Yeah.
But then you add any 2 shards. Needs to be the same shard, I believe. But any 2 shards, and it becomes a crystal scribing tools. And once you have used that up, you will take it into your hand like this, right click, and it will basically burn out the crystal enchantment on it, which will return it to a normal scribing tool so that you can then refill and re-crystallize.
Okay.
But it will return a number of base aspects to you, so you will get research points back for doing research. Definitely not the same amount, but you will get a good amount still.
Perfect. Always good to know.
Now that we have done that, the thing we need to do is to make your thaumaturgus robes. And if we go to Artifice again, look inside the research, you will notice that it's exactly like any other piece of armor. Which means that we need 8 pieces for the chest, 7 pieces for the pants, and 4 pieces for the boots.
Okay, yep.
So that means 19. So you need to make 19 of these pieces, which is made with 1 piece of wool and 4 pieces of string.
Okay, right, let's go grab the stuff we need for that then.
Let's hope that we have the stuff.
I would think so.
So 19 wool and 4 times 19 string. What would that be?
That's quite a lot of string, isn't it?
That'd be 1 stack of string plus 12.
Okay.
If I can calculate.
I know exactly where I have more string. Four bits.
The witchy one?
4 bits. That's all I need, but I think my cotton, hopefully, over here is going to have grown.
Well, if you need more, I can always go and grab some.
Oh, oh, we're sleeping, by the way.
Okay.
Don't right click your cotton with a sleeping bag.
I actually can't remember. I don't think I've... yeah, I have scanned cocoa beans. This is this solar panel. I scan.
Sure, I scanned the solar panel, yeah.
I had not seen your solar panels until now.
Oh, there we go. Right, we now have plenty of string, plenty of wool.
Lovely. So if we go into your arcane workbench, because it needs to be essentially a crafting, this crafting.
Okay, so I need
Grab
my
your
wand.
Probably use the lower tier wand first, because then we can save as much vis as we have. I do have a backup wand with me,
Perfect.
but if we can, we're going to do it with the own tools. Yeah, you can calculate.
There we go.
So, now you just need to craft it. Oh, you don't have sufficient ignis to continue, so I guess use your other wand.
There we go.
Yep. And now you can craft your robes, and that's also a vis crafting, so again, use your iron cap wand first, because we don't want to drain your other wand completely yet. So, yep, a shirt. Make sure you don't make 2 accidentally. Pants and boots.
2, 3, 4.
Yep.
There we go.
So, now by wearing that, you will get a vis discount that is quite significant. So it's time to drop this mundane armor that you're wearing. You're now a proper thaumaturge.
Let's check this out then.
And
Oh,
you can
yes.
Also, you can also colour this thing a little bit.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Of course base purple, but you can still modify the colour if you want to dye it.
Purple.
Of course, mine is pink.
Purple is good. I like purple.
I prefer pink. So now that that is done, the next thing we're going to be working on is the alchemy.
Excellent.
That's strangely enough in the alchemy tab, if you look in your Thaumcraft again.
Okay. And
So
there we
in
go.
Thaumcraft there should be basic alchemy.
Okay, yep, the one that looks like a cauldron.
Yep, and it's not unlocked for you, is it?
It's not flashing.
It's not flashing, lovely. I couldn't remember it was basic. So we need 7 pieces of iron to make a regular cauldron. And if you have it, grab a bucket of lava as well.
Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And lava. Do we have a lava bucket? If we don't have a lava bucket, we will do in just a second.
If not, we can always
Oh, we have a lava bucket.
use a magma crucible.
Ah, that's good. I stole it out of the smeltery.
We need a place to put your alchemy set. Could be down here where you have the workbench. You don't really need to have a workbench in here, because this thing also works as a regular workbench.
Okay, we'll get rid of
It
that.
just doesn't consume any vis when you're crafting mundane things. So, if you're not familiar with how it works, why we're not using fire both works, but why we're not using fire is fire can light any block that is 1 below, 3 around, and 5 up, I believe.
Okay.
On fire, any block that is adjacent to that. So that's a very large area, hard to contain. However, lava is extremely easy to work with, because lava only ignites the 3 blocks, or 3 by 3 above it, and 5 by 5 above that. If there's any block, like for instance, what I'm thinking is you'll put the lava in this block here.
Okay.
So these blocks here would be able to be lit on fire. So if we had a flammable block here, this block here would be able to light this one. Or it might be that. But yeah, it's very easy to contain it. Let me just pick that up again.
It's your bubble axe.
I'm just showing off.
That's brilliant. I love that.
So if you take this block out and put your lava, and just remember when you're doing your roof down below that there's lava above.
There's lava above there, yeah.
Remember that bit. So now you need a cauldron. A normal, regular cauldron.
Okay.
So 7 pieces of iron.
And I can just do that in a normal crafting bench.
Yep. But remember, this is also a normal crafting bench.
Ah, so I can use the other one, right?
Yep.
Of course.
It just doesn't consume any of this when you're using for mundane crafting.
Got you.
So
Okay.
it's basically a normal workbench plus more. Place it over the lava. Then take your wand and whack it one. Here we go. You now have a crucible. Now, the thing is, the crucible requires water in order to brew things, so we need to stick some water inside of it. So, whoop.
There we go.
And now if you look at it, in a moment it will start bubbling. And that signifies that the water is warm enough, and now we're ready to brew.
Excellent.
So, now we have set up for alchemy. Alchemy is basically you take different things with aspects. As you scan them, you can figure out what things contain what. And then you stick it in the cauldron. And then you put in some kind of catalyzer, which will then create an item.
Exciting
So
stuff.
the only problem is, if you're just using an item to stick in to get the essentia from it, then you will have problems with these nasty flux gases starting to billow out under your ceiling, and liquid flux that will flow out over your floor, and that will give you flux sickness if you touch it, and will also turn into flux slimes. And they're generally not very nice.
That does sound a bit gross.
If you have flux flu, which you get from touching it, you should not do any this crafting, because your cost will be vastly increased during that time. It lasts about a minute, so it's not too bad. But now that we have this done, the next thing we wanted to do is look at doing a little bit of magic.
Yay!
And to do that, we need to do a little research.
Okay.
So, let's do that for the next bit.
Right.
So, the first thing we're going to do is make you a Wand Foci. That's the second tab, Thaumaturgy. And right over to the right, above and to the right of the basic wand craft,
Yep. Says
there is a research for Wand Foci. We want to make that.
okay. So I need to go grab myself my scribing tools and my paper. And that is
Then it's
one
time
research note.
to research.
Okay.
So, fire to presentatio. Do you remember what connects those two?
That's really strange. On mine, my research notes disappeared.
It's inside the
Ah,
table.
there it is now. There it is.
So what relates presentatio and ignis?
Now I see. I'm still going back to my book on this. But,
Well, I can give you a hint.
so presentatio is made up of Is it Auto? And the one that looks like a fish, which is Potentia.
A fish? It's a lightning bolt.
It looks like a fish.
Potentia is contained in Presentatio, and Presentatio contains Ignis, if I remember correctly. So that means that you can place Potentatio between, like to the upper right of Ignis and to the lower left of Presentatio, and then you need something to connect the two, which is probably a good idea to use something like Ignis, because you will get a lot of Ignis.
Okay, so sorry, I want to put it.
Aspect.
So I want to put so Potentia. This is we're using, right?
Yeah, the lightning bolt. To the upper right of the Ignis and the lower left of the Presentatio.
Ooh.
Oh, no, not in the center.
Right. So I need it on both.
Yes, lower left of Presentatio and upper right of the Ignis. And then you just need to connect them, and for that it would probably be a good idea to get Ignis.
Yeah.
There we go. So let's trigger that.
So if I remember rightly, it's right click that.
Yep.
Done.
If you look in your book, you can now see it. It is a Vis crafting that requires, if you're with me, 4 fire shards, 4 pieces of nether quartz, and a fire charge.
4 fire shards, 4 nether quartz, and a fire. Ooh, okay.
So the first thing we should do is make a fire charge, and if you want to make more foci later, different kinds,
Okay.
save the fire charge because you're going to need it at some point.
Okay.
So the fire charge, if you remember how that is created, it is some blaze powder, it is some gunpowder, and it's a piece of coal.
Okay. What do we have? So, blaze powder. So there's blaze rods. Coal is in here. And no gunpowder.
You don't have any gunpowder?
Nope. I think I used it all when I made a
I will grab some for you.
Oh.
Do you remember, if you're using blaze rods, that you get a significantly higher amount out of it if you use a pulverizer?
Aha. Let's put.
Just give me a second here, I'll just pop back to my place. I might be hatching chickens in your backyard. Hi, Bob. A piece of gunpowder.
There we go. Lots of blaze powder.
Where is the ladder? There it is. There we go. Boop.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Right. So, is this in the arcane workbench?
Yep, in the arcane workbench, just a basic little foci.
Okay. Right, so I've lost the recipe.
It is.
Fire charge. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. So, one of them. There we go.
Okay, now you need to put it on your wand. Well, I guess you need to craft the foci first. You haven't done the fire charge, right?
I've done the fire charge, yeah.
So now you need to do the actual foci.
So, 4 of those.
And nether quartz. That one, I'm not sure if you have enough.
I have 2 by the looks of things.
Do you have any that is unprocessed? Ba, 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 ba. Otherwise, I can make more happen. I hope. Give me a second. Oh, convenient. Suddenly daytime. Okay, so let's see here. We need some of this. Not quite that many. Let me just double check here. Yeah, and yeah, okay. Some of this. Just make more of that, so that should be good. And then we need some of this. Okay. I am going to teach you the power of alchemy.
This sounds like a grand idea.
So grab me 1 piece of nether quartz, please.
Okay, I have nether quartz.
Put it in your pocket. Thank you. So, if we go in here, we face your cauldron. You need to aim it a little bit, especially when your little guy out there comes running to pick up your stuff. You should probably step back a little bit so you don't pick it up. So, if I put in this, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, now you have 5.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. This is good. I'm liking alchemy already.
You can make more glowstone, you can make more gunpowder, you can make more nether quartz, you can make more certis quartz, you can make all kinds of various things. You can even make spider webs with it.
Oh, really? That is very cool.
What I did here was that I took some processed essence, we're going to get into that later, so that I had the perfect amount, some aqua, some potentia, and some vitreous. Stick it into the cauldron and bing bang boom, we have nether quartz.
That's very clever.
So,
right.
Let's see here.
So now we can make our...
Yep.
I think it's this way round. Maybe not.
See, we're going to need a little bit more nether quartz, so while you do that, I'm going to pick up a little bit more so we can make a little bit more. Because otherwise we won't have enough for the next bit either. But when you have your foci made...
It's made, yep.
You probably need to go in and check your controls. About halfway down, little bit over halfway, you will find what is it called, a miscellaneous, and under that is the Wand Foci on F. I If that is red, you need to disallocate everything else that is on F so that it works for you.
Okay. Miscellaneous. Wand Foci as F.
Change Wand Foci, F, yep.
There we go. So it's now yellow, that's right, isn't it?
It needs to be red in order. If it's yellow, you're probably changing it.
Okay, so it's red.
It's red, then you need to find everything else that is at F. And then change that away from F. I put everything else somewhere way to the right where you can never find it. The button that you will never press because then your game crashes. Because it triggers everything.
It does like to set things to F, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the problem with having a mod pack. But now that you're doing Thaumcraft, you don't need all those other weak mod packs, so we can just do this stuff. You don't need to go to the moon.
Oh, well, who wants to go to the moon?
I don't know, crazy people. We have everything we need right here.
Exactly. Right, in theory, that should now... Yay! That's perfect.
Lovely.
Now white.
So, if you hold your wand in your hand...
Okay.
Then press F, press and hold. You will see a dial come up.
Yes.
Then you move your mouse over whatever you want to change it to.
Yeah.
And click it.
Ooh.
Now you have a foci. So, if you want to use it, you right click. Don't click at me because that thing is dangerous.
Let's do it. Oh, cool.
This foci will burn your enemies with flames. It will consume Ignis from your storage.
Yeah.
So, depending on your wand grade, you can use it longer or shorter. And it's just a default weapon. You do have a Ignis node out there, so it's not a bad idea to use this.
No, that's cool because that's...
I have an air node at my place, so it makes sense for me to use the shock one instead.
Ah, okay.
But you can change back and forth as you want with F, and if you ever need to take it off, for instance when you upgrade your wand, you just press Shift and F and it's gone.
Let's do that quickly. So it is.
And now it's time for the first bit of your homework.
Okay.
Because if you look inside your Thaumanomicon, where the foci was, under Thaumaturgy, to the lower right of it, right now, has appeared a focus pouch.
There has indeed.
You want to make that, because then you can have all your foci in your focus pouch, and just carry that around instead of having to fill your inventory with individual foci.
Very clever.
And just so you know, having a foci on your wand, you can have, let's see, 13 foci in your bag and still be able to always see all of them on your dial. If you have any more, then you will be unable to see some of them and it gets a little bit annoying. So pick the ones you like the most. So that's the first bit of your homework, is to make a focus pouch.
Okay.
Because now we're going to make you more foci.
Yay!
And the next bit is one that I like a lot. And that is the Wand Foci of crafting.
Awesome.
Look under automaty. The brain on the left side, lower or fourth from the lower left.
Got it. Yeah.
And then in the lower left corner, is a green one. Do you see it?
I do, yep.
Wand Focus Crafting. You want to do this one next.
Okay. Research note made.
Right.
Right, so
Let's see. Okay, so it is Instrumentum and Fabrico.
So
Let's
Fabrico,
have a look. Fabrico and Instrumentum is related.
they are.
Fabrico contains Instrumentum, so that's already close. Instrumentus goes into Ordo, and we know that Presentatio likes Ordo.
Okay.
So what we could do is we could place Instrumentum to the upper right of Fabrico. Instrumentum is the blue tools.
Yep.
Then take Ordo below the upper Instrumentum and to the upper right of the other one.
So whereabouts, sorry?
Below the upper Instrumentum, put
Yeah.
Ordo, and then to the upper right of the lower Instrumentum as well. Okay, then we need something to connect those two.
Okay.
And I would suggest using something like Vitreous, because you get a lot of Vitreous. So if you place Vitreous to the right of the two Ordo,
I'm trying to remember what that looks like. God, it feels like ages since.
Vitreous looks like a gem, a blue gem. They're also in alphabetical order.
Ah, do you know what? I never realised that.
It's a little bit of a
There it
detail.
is.
So to the right or the left of the Ordos. And then we just need to connect the Ordo with the Presentatio, and we know that Presentatio contains Potentia and Potentia contains Ordo, so if you place a Potentia between the Ordo and the Presentatio, we are done.
Hey.
There we go. So, let's activate it. Alright, so if we look inside of Automagy again, we can see that we need 2 Order shards, a Earth shard, 4 of these Nether quartz, which we're going to make more of, and a Balanced shard.
Ooh.
Now, a Balanced shard, you probably or might not know how to make. Can you, if you look at the recipe,
It says click for research.
if you click on it, does it open something?
It does.
Okay, so that means that you can make it. So what you do is you take any shard and then 2 of all the other elements, and that will give you a balanced shard.
Okay.
So, what could we use? Well, I like to use air myself, but that's because I have more advanced stuff. It might make more sense for you to use something like Ordo, but it depends how much you have. Let's see. So we could get Peditio and Terra from Cobblestone, and we can get water and aqua and air from what is it called, sugarcane.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves us either fire or Ordo to make it. And where can we get those two? So fire comes from a bunch of stuff, and let's see. We could get it from gunpowder. We're not interested in that. It comes from clay.
We have
burnt
clay. I have clay.
It comes from pulverized obsidian.
We can get that, I would think.
But we can also get it from coal.
Of course.
A piece of coal. So, if you take a piece of coal, 2 pieces of sugarcane, and 2 pieces of cobblestone, that should be enough.
So, a piece of coal. 2 pieces of cobblestone, which is in here. And sugarcane. Okay.
Right. So, don't put it in yet. Because the moment that the Essentia is in the crucible, the moment it's in the crucible, you will, or it will start to morph. As it tries to dissipate, it will create other types of Essentia.
Okay.
And eventually it will break down and turn into flux.
And we don't want that.
So we need to be ready to brew when we start brewing. So, now you just need one more thing. So if you have the items in your inventory,
yeah,
you should see 2 pieces of sugarcane,
yeah,
2 pieces of cobblestone,
yeah,
and a piece of coal.
Yes.
Can also be charcoal, by the way. It has the same aspects. I like to use that because it's renewable. And that means that we have, if you shift mouse over them, you should see that the sugarcane contains 1 air, 1 aqua, 1 herba.
Yeah.
You have 2 of those, so there's 2. Then the cobblestone should contain Peditio 1, Terra 1.
Yeah.
You have 2 of them, so 2 of each. And then the last one is 2 Ignis and 2 Potentia for the coal.
Okay.
So now we have everything except we need a shard. So if you grab the last element, which is order, so 1 order shard.
That one. I'm just going to check my coal again, because when I was hovering over it, it wasn't giving me...
And you probably haven't scanned it yet.
Ah, that could be it.
Do you have your thermometer?
I do. There we have it.
Yep. Alright, so now that we have done that, we can brew.
Excellent.
So, first time brewing for you. What you do is you stand next to the crucible, you aim sort of at the lower edge, a little bit below the lower edge of the, you see a darkened rim inside of it?
Yeah.
Just like perhaps the top of your crosshair just touching it.
Okay, yeah.
And then you drop in each of the sugarcane, the coal, and the cobblestone.
Okay,
and then after you've done that, you should put in the order shard, but wait a moment to do it until I say it's okay, just to make sure that it's in.
Okay. So do I need to do these in any particular order? Or
No.
Nope.
The
Right.
order shard just needs to come last.
Okay. So right, that's the coal.
Sugarcane. And the order shard. There we go. Now you will notice there is herba and potentia in the cauldron.
Yes, there is.
That means that this is going to turn into flux.
Uh-oh.
That's problematic. We're going to deal with that. But for now, there's not much we can do. We could remove it and replace it. But, oh, you can see it's already morphed a herba into a victus.
It has.
That victus will turn into aqua. It turns into one of the aspects that makes it up. And when it turns into a base aspect, it will then start becoming flux.
Uh-oh.
So, now that that is boiling, we can start making your foci. But before that, if you give me the last nether quartz.
There we go.
Thank you. And I will just make you a little bit more of this stuff. There we go.
Amazing, thank you.
So, now you have everything you need to make your foci.
Okay.
So, it is a circle of nether quartz, 2 order shards, a terra shard, a balance shard, and an arcane work table.
So do we do it in the arcane work table and that covers it, or is it you need to actually
You need
make
an arcane work table inside of the arcane work table.
Okay, interesting.
So we need to make a new arcane work table, but you can set the rest of it up.
Excellent. Let's put that all in there then.
So a ring of nether quartz.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 of that.
Terra in upper right.
Terra in upper right.
Order upper left, lower right.
And then the balance shard there.
Left. And now we just need the arcane work table, which is 2 pieces of planks and 3 pieces of slabs.
1, 2.
Make a table.
Yeah.
Good. Then we just need to place it and whack it with a wand.
There we go.
Go. So pick it up. You might before you do that want to take your wand out because it's so close to the cauldron that
It almost went in. Almost went in.
I should have said that a little earlier.
That's all right, I forgot it went in there. So right.
In the centre, and now you are going to need some essentia.
There we go.
Or not some bits.
And we have
There
it.
we go. Now you have a crafting focus. Crafting focus consumes auto from your wand, but the awesome thing of it is that now you can do crafting anywhere.
Very cool.
If you're using a wand, it will use this from your wand. So that means that you basically, if you open or if you use your wand with that foci,
Yeah.
you will get an on-the-fly arcane work table that will use your current wand to craft with. If it uses, or if it needs this, you will notice that I'm using a staff. A staff cannot be used for crafting.
Okay.
So if I use the focus, I could only do mundane crafting. But that's a minor thing. But it's really nice when you're out building and stuff. Just change to your foci and just make some stuff.
That's very clever. I like that.
So, a very useful and one of my favourite foci. Then the last one I want to teach you to make is the illumination.
And this is the one.
Okay.
Is this the one that makes these?
Yep. So, what you do is you go to, let's see, it is Atomic Horizons, which is the lower, one from the bottom, I guess 2 from the bottom. Number 4 on the right side, if you count it from the top.
Number 4.
And then on the left side...
Am I being very silly here? Atomic
Right
Horizons,
side.
there we go. Yep.
So, about halfway down on the left side, there is one focus, illumination. Time to do that research.
Okay, try and find it. Ooh. Right, so I'm in Atomic Horizons. Let's try going to the right thing. That would be the clever part, wouldn't it?
Go down to the left side. There should be a yellow
Illumination. There we go. Yeah, got it.
one. So inside the work, on the research table.
Okay, so this is...
Okay, so we have Potentia, we have Presentatio, and we have Lux.
Okay, so...
So, let's see. Lux.
And Lux is made up of...
Lux
Ignis
is made
and
of Ignis and
air.
air. So, in this case, we are working with Potentia, so we could connect it with Ignis. So, a quick way would be to put Ignis upper right of Lux and upper left of Potentia. Put a Potentia between those two. And below the Presentatio. Oh.
Is that in the wrong place?
It doesn't really matter.
And one there? Below
the Presentatio.
Yep.
And then connect those two up with Ignis.
Ignis again. Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go.
Perfect.
So, if we look in the book, you will need to do brewing for this one.
Okay, so we need...
You use 8 Ignis, 8 Potentia and 12 Lux.
Okay.
And a piece of glowstone.
Perfect.
A block of glowstone. So take a block of glowstone, and then where do we get Ignis and Potentia from?
Well, Ignis we can get from coal.
And Potentia?
Potentia comes from...
What was there in the cauldron a second ago?
Cobble?
No.
No.
Coal contains 2 Ignis and 2 Potentia. In this case we need 8. That means we need 4 pieces,
of coal. Yeah.
And then there's 12 Lux. Lux is extremely easy.
Torches.
Because your torches contains exactly 1 Lux. So you need 4 pieces of coal and 12 pieces of torches, a block of glowstone, and you will even have a pure brewing. There will be no extra ow.
That didn't sound good.
I stepped in the cauldron again. That's the problem with these boots, I keep running up the cauldron. But yes, it is a pure brewing. We won't have any leftover vis or essentia afterwards. So we don't have to worry about flux, and you're actually lucky that you didn't get any flux like come out of your...
It certainly sounds that way, doesn't it?
So,
right.
4 pieces of coal, 12 torches, and your piece of glowstone block.
Okay, so there is my 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, there's a miss. One more. One more. And your glowstone block. There we go.
Awesome.
Now you have your one focus of illumination, and you will notice my orbs here are pink.
They are.
And that's because I mixed my wand foci with the colour pink.
Oh, so you do it with a dye, is it? Or...
Right now it is yellow, but if you use a piece of dye with it, it will change it to that colour.
Ooh, let's find dye. Let's find dye. I have pink too. So, in the arcane work table, I assume?
No, I think you can just do it in your own inventory.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we'll do that then. And you can change this to whatever you fancy, can you? At any point?
I can't remember if you can change it when you have changed it once. You might be able to, it wouldn't surprise me.
Pink works for me, though.
But you can always make more. So, if you pull out your wand with any focus on it, I'm going to teach you one little more thing about foci.
Okay, so let's pull out our wand and we'll put... Let's put our...
So, you have the foci of illumination.
Yes!
If you notice in the upper left of your screen,
yep.
on your small tubes there's a little tap on your air and your ignis.
Yes, there is.
That means that your current foci will consume those two.
Okay, so that's telling you what it uses. Clever.
If you hold shift, you can see the exact number of essentia or vis you have in your wand.
Yep.
Keep mixing those up, as well as the cost that it would cost to cast this.
Perfect. So it's saying with this, if I cast one of these, it's going to cost me 0.9 air and 0.9 Ignis. Cunning.
So, that is how you can know how much you will be consuming every time you cast. And that's basically it for that.